Alright guys, so for those of you that have seen this video, you probably know what I'm talking about and you probably know what's going on. Billy Joe Saunders' dad, Billy Joe Saunders' Team Saunders are talking about the fight between Billy Joe and Canelo is off. Breaking news, it's flying around on Instagram, it's flying around on Twitter. But before I jump into this big story, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, drop your comments in the comment section below on this one. If you want to support the channel, hit the link in the description, the PayPal link in the description. If you want to follow me on social media, hit me up at KO Boxing Vibe 1 on Twitter and official KO Boxing Vibe on Instagram. So Team Saunders, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is gonna really be resolved. I don't know if it's, they're really gonna go home, But Team Saunders apparently going home after a disagreement about the ring size. Billy Joe, the Texas standard that Team Canelo wanted to go with was 18 foot. Then they moved up to 20 foot. But Team Saunders said, no, we want the 24-foot ring. Now, I can't remember if that was actually what was actually agreed in the contract and it's been reneged upon. But, I expected all this shenanigans from Team Canelo. Team Canelo know, that Billy Joe, they've watched these videos, they've seen his fights. They know Billy Joe Saunders heavily relies on his movement. He's very much like a small. I don't want to say he's like Tyson Fury to say, but it's very much like a smaller, a middleweight Tyson Fury in a sense. Like relies on move at his best. His movement is great. He knows how to make his opponents look really quite foolish, like Tyson Fury does. And what's funny is that this whole shenanigans is very reminiscent of Tyson Fury's team, who were unhappy about the ring. Mick Hennessy and Peter Fury having a go at Vitaly Klitschko. Talking about the ring was a safety hazard and all this kind of thing. And truly, they sorted out the ring. Team Canelo, don't seem to be granting the same wishes that the Team Klitschko was. Team Canelo is always about making everything be perfect. Obviously, they're the A side. They're the A. You can expect that the A side, they're the money side. But from the perspective of Team Saunders, you're fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend. The judges are mostly going to be in favor of Billy Joe of Canelo. Eddie Hearn seems to be favoring Canelo a lot more. The ring, they want to make the ring smaller. So, Canelo finds it easier catching, Billy Joe Saunders, which reneges on Billy Joe's style, who likes to, use the ring, similar to Tyson Fury. And to add on top of it, they decide that once they've allowed the fans back in, 70,000 fans, and I don't think Billy Joe Saunders is actually getting any more money. This is absolute nonsense from Team Canelo, which is expected from the A side, but he's taking it to the extreme. Even Klitschko's team, that's the A side. They just felt, well, we've making the most money, we've got most things in our favor. So the ring, if they want the ring to be like, just have the ring like that, we'll still win. Canelo can't even allow a ring, bruv. Can't even renege on a ring. What's he scared of? What he thinks he's not gonna win with a 24-foot ring? Who's he gonna fight if he doesn't fight Billy Joe Saunders? A cream puff? Have they got a fighter, a washed up fighter like Yildirim at the side in case Billy Joe Saunders drops out? What is going on in the world of boxing in between these Team Canelo and Billy Joe? Billy Joe's dad sounds. You can literally, if you watch the video for yourself,
I can't see him coming face to face.
Let's listen to it a bit.
The ring's still not been sorted. There's nothing in the contract about the ring size. It's all negotiations, and the negotiations are broke down big time. Basically, Canelo's put a 18-foot ring, which I think is an amateur ring. That's the fight ring. So his plan was put an 18-foot ring there. Alvarez Canelo knew that we was going to start, and he said, right, a 20-foot ring, that's it. That was his game plan, to fight in a 20-foot ring.
20-foot ring, yeah.
We wanted a 24-foot ring. We've come down to a 22-foot in a ring. But basically what they're trying to do is take Billy Joe's legs away. You know, I mean, we're up against everything here, everything. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to let my son box in a 20-foot ring for it's supposed to be pound for pound king of boxing.
So we've seen some of the words from Billy Joe Saunders' dad. So they're not happy with this ring, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, if they're legit gonna fly home, or if they're, you know, if they're trying to force Team Canelo's hand to allow them to have the 24-foot ring. Because from if they're ready to go, it's obvious that money is not really their main perspective for the fight. It's obvious. If they're ready to really go home, it shows that it's not about the money, like some of these other fighters. They really want to have the opportunity to, you know, to have the maximum chance of actually beating Canelo Alvarez, you know, and they don't see how an 18-foot or 20-foot, you know, ring, they you know, it's like they feel like Canelo's trying to renege on, make it difficult for Billy Joe Saunders, you know, getting their smaller ring. You know, Billy Joe can't move around as much. Getting caught by Canelo, ends up winning. So Canelo goes, oh, I beat Billy Joe Saunders. You know, have the 24-foot ring. Let's have it. Let's have it. I want to see the fight. I'm ready to watch it on DAZN. You know, but you know, and people, it's very I was like looking forward to this fight. I hope it can be resolved. You know, it's breaking news. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know, Billy Joe. I think not Billy Joe. Billy Joe Saunders' dad's talking about, you know, Billy Joe spoke to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn's not moving on the 20-foot. You know, funny how Eddie Hearn comes out smiling all the time, but then behind the scenes, you know, he's not trying to help Billy Joe. He's got all his eggs in Canelo's basket. He wants to be part of that Canelo legacy, and we see where his cards have been laid. So, you know, let's see what happens, man. We're hoping that something can be resolved here. Maybe Billy Joe can get his 24-foot ring. You know, is he gonna just try and stick to what Team Canelo's saying? We have to wait and see what's going on, man. There's only news coming out within like the last hour, so see what happens, man. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Billy Joe Saunders talking about Billy Joe Saunders' team talking about the fight is off. What's gonna happen? What happens next? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video and share the video. Again, if you want to support the channel, hit my PayPal link and drop something for the channel. KO Boxing 51 on Twitter, official KO Boxing Vibe on Instagram. Cool.